पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Okay, kids, we can get started with our today's session. Just give me 1 minute. I'll ask 2 more students also to join.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why the teacher join late?
Beta, actually, Mataji lives in a PST zone, so there is very early morning, like 8 o'clock. So might be she's busy to do some breakfast to their kids and some stuff she's busy, so that's why she can late.
And same question.
Okay, so let's get started. And so just kind of, I will do a recap before we get started with today's lesson. So what happened so far is that we have Rama. He was going to be crowned as a prince of Ayodhya, but because of Kaikeyi's boon, she was not going to be crowned. And does somebody want to explain what happened in the last class? I know, Mihika, were you here? Yeah, go ahead, Mihika.
So, basically, since KK, she had asked Dashrath Maharaj two boons when he was, when KK saved Dashrath Maharaj in the war a few years ago. Those two boons were that Bharat would be crowned as the king and Ram would be banished to the forest. So when she asked both the boons to Dashrath Maharaj, he kept fainting, and Keikei called Rama, and she said the two boons that you have to go to the forest. So when he went, he gradually happily accepted it. And he said that, why did you disturb my father? You could have just told me. I could have gone immediately without any frown or angry mood. So then he went to Kaushalya, his mother, to tell about the news. And Kaushalya was very depressed, and she said that please do not go, or I shall accompany you. I shall accompany you. So then Rama said one important thing, that the wife, if she's a chaste wife, she should stay and serve Dashrath Maharaj. Then he went to Sita. Mataji, you're muted.
Manhar also joined the call. Manhar, did you want to continue from where Mihika left off? Thank you, Mihika. You did a great job. So she was just telling about. Oh, your thing is breaking, dear. As I don't know, last time also you had the same issue. Your mic was breaking. Anyways, so Mihika, okay. So you left off at a point where Dashrath Maharaj kept fainting, and then what happened was Rama went and told this news to so her mom. So Rama went and told his news to his mom, and his mom also reacted, "Oh Ram, I can't have you separated, and it's so going to be very difficult for me if I'm going to be separated from you. I don't mind you not becoming the king, that is perfectly fine with me, but I can't bear the fact that you will be going to the forest. As a parent, we don't want any of our kids to suffer." Similarly, here in this case also, we are seeing that Kaushalya did not want Ram to suffer in the forest. She was ready to go with him along with him to the forest. But Ram said, no, no, as the dutiful wife, you have to be chaste to your husband and you have to stay with Dasharath Maharaj. This is what you need to do. And after that, what happened was, he actually went to Sita Mata. He told the same thing to Sita Mata, and Sita Mata said, no, at any point I'm going to come with you. That is what a chaste wife will do. She has to follow wherever a husband is going. Now that I am in a very good, I'm of course in a royal palace, I'm having all the luxuries, but then chaste wife, what she will do is she will just follow through her husband. That is what I'm also going to do. So I'm going to follow in the footsteps of you wherever you go, no matter to the forest, no matter where. You are there to protect me. So what is the problem for me? I'm ready to go with you. And on hearing this news, Lakshman really got very angry. What is this? How can father do this to us? It is not at all right. How can if you want, you tell me, Ram, I will right now take care of the whole kingdom and you become the king. I can fight with anybody for that matter. Like that, he happened to tell Rama, and Rama said, no, you should never get angry upon such things. It's perfectly fine. So what had happened is, it has happened, and what we have to do is now obey father's orders. That is the duty of a son. So I'm going to obey father's orders, and I'm going to dutifully get into the I'm going to follow the father's orders and go to the forest, and that is what my father wants me to do, and that is what I will do. So like that, Lakshman also gave assurance to Rama. And then what happened? So Rama finally accepted Sita joining him, and he also accepted Lakshman joining him to the forest. And then now what happened? Let's just go from here and then try to understand what had happened. Okay, let me just move on to the part where we left off. So it is the reading session, so I'm going to continue from here. Now, we were talking about Sumantra, right? Sumantra, Sumantra had been the most intimate associate of the royal family, and thus he more than others suffered because of the calamity before them. Suddenly Sumantra approached Kaikeyi and began chastising her harshly, saying, "Oh, wicked woman, by sending Ram away, you will become the murderer of your own husband. Your selfish demands violate the religious principle that a kingdom be handed to the eldest son. Indeed, you shall reap the bitter fruits of your evil deeds, for Rama goes away, all the Brahmanas will follow him. Thus, your kingdom will be devoid of auspiciousness. I will tell you something for your benefit." Like that, he started off. So, we also know the fact that from last week, what happened was, Dasharath Maharaj, he happened to actually urge Ram. When Rama came to meet Dasharath Maharaj pleaded, Rama, why don't you just stay here for one night with me? No one can stop you, but I just want you to stay this night and then leave the next day. Is it okay with you? And he asked, Rama said, no, I must leave immediately. It is my duty to fulfill your promise that you have made to Kaikeyi, and I must leave the forest at once. This is what I need to do. I cannot refrain from my duty, so please don't stop me from going to the forest. Like that. Maharaj Dashrath, he embraced Rama like this, and then afterwards he fell unconscious again. So whenever he hears this news of Rama going to the forest, he goes unconscious all the time. He is not able to bear the separation of Rama going to the forest. And Sumantra also kept weeping profusely, meaning the tears were flowing down like a river. It was in both the eyes, tears were coming because of the separation from Lord Ram. And then Sumantra also fell on the floor. Everyone except Kaikeyi cried with grief. Kaikeyi was the one who wanted this proposal. Because of Mantra's association, she got spoiled. And because of that reason, she wanted Ram to go to the forest so that her son Bharata can become the king. And here we see that Sumantra Dashratha's minister, he also started to cry profusely. Like that, everybody in the palace, everybody cried for Ram when he went to the forest. So it is such a thing.
Mataji, you're muted.
Sorry, I got a phone. Okay, let's continue now. Sumantra, he had been the most intimate associate of the royal family. Thus, he more than all others suffered because of the calamity before them. Suddenly, Sumantra approached Kaikeyi and began chastising her very harshly. What is this? What are you doing? It is you wicked woman. You will be sending Ram to the forest, and as a result, Dasharatha will die. And because of that, you will become a murderer of your husband. Is that right? No, not at all. You are selfish. Because of your selfish demands. What you're doing is you're violating the religious principles. And let the kingdom be handed over to the eldest son. That is what is the rule. And if you are going to have this son Bharata become the heir, then you're not following the religious principles at all. What does the religious principle say? The religious principle says that the eldest son has to become the king, and you are not allowing him to become the king. You are asking him to go to the forest, and in that process, what is going to happen is that Dashrath Maharaj, he is going to die, and you will be responsible for his death. Is that fair? Not at all. This is what Sumantra is lamenting about. And then what happened? Indeed, your selfish demands violate the religious principles that the kingdom be handed to the eldest son. Indeed, you shall reap the bitter fruits for your evil deeds. For Ram goes away, all the Brahmanas are going to follow him. And you will be devoid of auspiciousness, because the Brahmanas are the ones who has to actually, they are the brains for the Kshatriyas. Whenever they have to take decisions, they go to the Brahmanas and ask, is this the right thing to do? Then the Brahmanas, they say, oh, this is right or this is not right. That way, the king actually follows through the Brahmanas, in the words of the Brahmanas. And if the Brahmanas are going to go away with Lord Ram, then there will be no auspiciousness left in the place. That is what is being clarified here. Once upon a time, your father. So now, Sumantra is going to say something, which you have to all listen very carefully. Okay, so let's just try to see what Sumantra says. Once upon a time, so all of you all can, if you can turn on your video, it will be nice, whoever is on. Once upon a time, your father, Kekeya, received a benediction from a rishi that enabled him to understand all languages, even those of animals. However, in giving a boon, a rishi made one condition. If Kekeya ever disclosed the meaning of any speech that he heard from the animal, he would die. So who's the father of Kaikeyi? It is Kekeya. What kind of benediction he received? He received a benediction that he be able to understand all whatever the animal speaks, then he'll be able to understand that. That is the benediction that he got. But then the Rishi gave one condition, saying that if he disclosed whatever the speech of the animal is, then he will die. So he should be very careful and conscious not to let anybody else know what the animals are talking. Later, the king once happened to hear a shrill cry of a bird. Okay, very carefully listen. Because he understood its meaning, he began to laugh heartily. Maybe it's a joke, let's see. However, the queen, your mother, imagined that the king was laughing at her. Therefore, she demanded to know what he found to be so amusing. The king then informed the queen of Rishi's benediction, warning her that he would die if he disclosed what the bird had said. The foolish queen was so stubborn and jealous, however, that she replied, you can live or die. I don't care. I only insist that you tell me, why are you laughing? So this is very, very harsh, very, very harsh. Whatever the queen has now communicated to the king is harsh, because he's talking real serious matter here. He's talking about the benediction that he received from the Rishi, What is that benediction? The benediction is saying that he is going to die if he is going to reveal whatever the animal spoke or the bird spoke. In this case, actually the birds might have said something which is very amusing, because of which he laughed and gave a smile. And knowing this smile, the queen thought that the king was actually laughing at her. And when the king said that, oh, I got a benediction from the rishi, because of which I'm able to understand what the birds talk. And now for that reason, I heard something from the birds, because of which I'm laughing or smiling now. And don't ask me the reason why, because if I say the reason why, then I'm going to die. And the queen here is just not worried about anything. See her selfish, harsh attitude. She's saying, I don't care whether you live or die. All I want to know is, why are you laughing? This is the queen's response. So far, are you clear, kids? Very important.
Yes, Mataji.
This is where Sumantra is crying profusely, and he's expressing his lamentation to to Kaikeyi, saying that, see, Kaikeyi, you are being a selfish woman. The religious principles say that the first son should become the king, and you are not allowing the first son to become the king. Instead, you are asking your son Bharata to become the king for your own selfish reasons. You are not doing the right thing. And in that process, you are sending Ram to the forest, and if he dies, you are going to become the murderer. Is that right? Not at all. So you need to change your attitude. The mortified king then went to the rishi. Now we are coming back to the story of Kekeya. The king then went to the rishi who had given him the benediction, explaining his predicament. The rishi advised not to disclose the bird's speech, and he should rebuke the queen for her impudence. Taking the rishi's words seriously, Maharaj Kekeya gathered his courage and chastised his wife severely. After that, he happily lived thereafter. So this is what happened. Thank God he did not reveal the bird speech to the queen.
Wait, Mataji, who was KK's wife again? Is Sumitra?
No, they did not mention her name. It is just that mention that it is queen. That's all. And they didn't mention about the queen's name. Okay. That is KK's mom, actually. Okay. So why he is saying this is because Aditya, see, he wants to say that, see, your mom also behaved like this to your father. You know, this is very impudent act, very bad, harsh act. This is how your mom behaved to your dad. And in the same way, you're actually following your mom, right? By doing this kind of act. You're also acting impudently towards your husband. Admit your fault and give up this wicked plan. Just give this up. Kaikeyi, however, remained unmoved. He was not at all. See, when somebody is trying to explain the situation of what had happened in the past, because of which you are going to receive future consequences, when somebody is trying to explain, when you are angry, you will not be in a mood to listen, right? You will not, you lie, say, I don't care, I don't care. That is what would be our attitude. And the same way, because of her angry mood, because of her stubbornness, because of her wickedness, because of her impudence, she doesn't want to listen. I don't care. That is what, she was totally unmoved. Her heart was so hard, I mean. Thus, considering Ram's exile to be inevitable, Maharaj Dasharath ordered Sumantra, make ready one Akshohini of soldiers and organize many merchants, hunters, and royal treasurers so that. Yes.
What is Akshogini?
We saw that, right? Somebody, do you remember how many is one Akshohini? How many soldiers are one Akshohini? Anybody remembers? We read from Bhagavad Gita. I can clarify the exact number later, Varun. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just it's a number of soldiers. Okay. And he wants now what Dasharath said, Sumantra, make some bunch of soldiers be ready, hunters, royal treasurers, so that I may accompany Rama into exile. Though he may reside in the forest, my beloved son does not have to go without the objects of comforts and enjoyment. Still, Dasharath Maharaj could not bear the fact that my son Ram can live in the forest with just see how opulent he was. Can you all see the contrast? How opulently he lived. See, if you are living in a 4-bedroom, 3-bedroom house and suddenly you are asked to move into a hut, where there is no bathroom or something of that sort, where there are no facilities, and that is what you have to do for another 10 years. How will you feel, first of all? Ram did not feel anything of that sort. He immediately said, okay, no problem. I will do whatever you say, Dad, and I will fulfill your orders. But as a parent, how will your parent feel if you were put through such a predicament situation? So that is what Dashrath Maharaj was going through. And look at his heart, how soft it was compared to Kaikeyi's heart, which was so hard. Hearing this, Kaikeyi was seized with fear. Bharata will not accept the kingdom if you strip it all the resources before his installations. If you're going to give all the resources to Lord Ram, how will Bharat have any kind of resource? What is this you're trying to do, Dashrath Maharaj? And growing progressively weaker, Dashratha said, if you will not let Lord Ram go to the forest in comfort, then I shall take all the citizens with me, myself, and accompany him. See, if you're not going to even give resources to him, then I'm going to take all the citizens out with me to Lord Ram to accompany him. Kaikeyi snapped. In our dynasty, there is an example of how King Sagara exiled his eldest son, Asamanja. Therefore, you should cast off Ram in the same way. Remember, Asamanja, he was not at all, do you all remember the story? We all read it in the past. Asamanja was not a good boy. He was trying to not take care of his brothers, but instead he was trying to behave with his brothers in a wicked way. And that is why he was cast off from the kingdom, meaning he was stripped off from the kingdom. He was allowed to let go. Right? You all remember that story? And likewise, Kaikeyi is now saying you should just strip off or cast off Ram in the same way. Just forget about him. Just move on. Hearing this, the elder minister Siddhartha retorted, Asamanja used to take delight in drowning other children in the river Sarayu. When the citizens complained this to King Sagara, he rejected his cruel son. See, why Asamanja was rejected? Because of this cruel act, because he was not at all good. He was trying to drown the children in the river Sarayu, and that is why he went to that is why he was cast off from the kingdom. But is Rama comparable to Asamanja by any chance? So where is the fault of Rama? Rama interjected, my dear father, please don't be upset. I'm used to royal comforts. I have no use of royal comforts you desire for me. Let Kaikeyi's maid servant bring me tree bark at once so that I can wear suitable clothing for my forest life. So Rama, look at his mood, how he is. Dashrath Maharaj is asking so much in terms of resources to go along with Ram so that he will be comforted at all point in time. But then Kaikeyi did not allow that. She's quoting an example of Asamanja, who is a cruel son of King Sagara. And Rama by no means is comparable to Asamanja. And Rama, on hearing Dashratha's plea, he immediately said, Father, I don't want any kind of comforts that you are telling me. I really don't want anything. Just give me a tree bark. Let the Kaikeyi's maid servants bring some tree bark to me so that I will wear the tree bark, then go to the forest. Because he has to take off all his royal clothing, royal ornaments, and things of that nature. And so hearing this request, shameless Kaikeyi personally went and brought clothes made from tree bark and asked Ram to put it on. Without hesitation, Rama and Lakshmana obediently took off their royal garments and put on the clothes presented by Kaikeyi. See how cruel, again, hard-hearted she was. When your heart is hard, you should understand that it is not for good. You may think it is good, but you are actually sailing or falling down in the wrong direction. So you're actually going down in the process of devotional service. If your heart is if your heart is soft, that means you are progressing in devotional service. So this is very important concept. And here Kaikeyi shamelessly, she's bringing the tree bark to Lord Ram, not at all moved by what is happening in the palace. And as soon as the tree bark was given to Lord Ram, Lakshmana and Lord Ram changed from their royal clothing to wearing the tree barks and left to the forest. Sita, however, felt unhappy because she accepted her dress made from kusha grass and tree bark, and her eyes was filled with tears. When she tried to put the dress on, it kept slipping and she was not at all accustomed to such clothing. Look at Maharani Sita, right? She's used to staying in the opulent palaces. She was the daughter of King of Mithila. And now she's put through such a predicament, difficult situation. See, when she was asked to wear the tree bark clothing, that clothing kept falling away from her. And because she's not used or accustomed to wearing such clothing, Rama then took the dress of the tree bark and draped it over Sita's silk saree. This was unbearable to Vashishta. With tears in his eyes, he restrained Rama and chastised Kaikeyi with strong words. You wretched women, don't you see that everyone is prepared to follow Rama? Indeed, you will find that even Bharata and Shatrughna will follow him, leaving you alone in this kingdom to rule, so that you can rule in an empty kingdom. At least allow Sita into the forest with a comfortable dress and be carried on some conveyance. Allow at least Sita. Sita is a poor lady. You're just behaving like a wretched lady. What will happen is, don't you see that everybody in the palace is ready to go with Lord Ram? Not only us, but look at your son Satrughna and Bharata. They are also going to follow Lord Ram to the forest. This is going to happen. See, poor Sita is here, and at least allow her to go with this clothing of hers, and then have some sort of conveyance. Meaning, some people usually, whenever kings go to another place, they used to be carried in a palanquin. So this is, or they can go in a chariot, right? This is how it usually happens. And let her have some conveyance of some sort, Sita. How can she walk with her bare feet to the forest, right? It's very difficult. The Sita, however, was determined to follow her husband's example and kept the forest clothes on. Seeing Sita dressed in this way, the palace residents began to condemn Dasharath with strong words. Hearing their talk, the king lost all the interest in continuing his life. When somebody does something wrong, the Praja is not going to keep quiet. And they all understood that Dasharath Maharaj was the cause for all this. Okay. Dasharath Maharaj is responsible. Because of Dasharath Maharaj only, everything like this is happening. So they all started to speak harsh words upon Dasharath Maharaj, strong words. Dasharath Maharaj could not hear that strong words. Already he was fainting because Rama is going. He was not at all able to survive and be able to be in the reality. And on top of it, these residents in the palace, they all started to condemn him with strong words, and he couldn't hear that. So he felt there is no purpose for me to continue this life. This life, no way. I'm not able to go through this life. Nearly 1 hour passed as Maharaj Dashrath remained delirious, incoherently mumbling words of reproach to himself. He was mumbling. He was not even aware of what he is speaking. The words that he was speaking and what he was doing were not coherent. They were not synchronized. So he's losing balance little by little. Later, the king became more composed. He ordered Sumantra to bring the chariot to carry Rama to the forest. At this time, Kaushalya embraced Sita and gave her the following womanly advice. So a very important thing, what advice did Kaushalya give to Sita Mata? It is well known that during the times of misfortune, women will desert even a righteous and loving husbands. Such wicked women forget all past endeavors and nothing can bind them. Because of ingratitude, such selfish women cannot be controlled by wisdom, gifts, or even marriage. However, there are also some women who are gentle, truthful, obedient by nature. Thus, they honor their husbands above all. O Sita, please do not despise my son on the account of his exile. Let him always remain your worshipable Lord in all circumstances. A very, very important point, kids. Are you all listening? I really want you to listen to this particular point. What is the advice that Kausalya Mata gave to Sita? So she said that, see what happens during misfortune, meaning during bad times, women will desert even the righteous and loving husbands. So what happens is, because they are going through a misfortune, the women, they will start to discard their righteous husband because he is going through a bad situation. such wicked women, they forget everything. Whatever the king would have done in the past for this wife, they forget everything. They don't remember any of such favors. Nothing can bind them because they are going through a bad situation. Oh, this person is of no use. So let's just forget about him. Because of this ingratitude, such selfish women, they cannot be controlled by wisdom. Meaning, what is wisdom? Wisdom means realized knowledge. These people, they have to realize that the husbands are their worshipable lords. No matter what the circumstances, they have to worship the Lord. Worship their husbands, because the husbands are the ones who protect this lady, protect and take care of this lady emotionally, physically, mentally, and everything. But they forget everything because this husband is going through a bad situation. But on the contrast, these are selfish women. Okay, the selfish women, they think about themselves, and they forget about whatever past favors the husband has done to the wife, and they are so ingrateful. They don't have that gratitude, and they don't listen to the wisdom that other people give to them also. But on the contrary, there are women who are gentle, truthful, and obedient by nature. They honor their husbands above everybody. So Sita, you should not despise my son. You should not leave my son, okay? Let him always be your worshipable Lord in your heart in all circumstances. She's saying this specific advice because Rama is going through a very bad situation right now. He's in a miserable condition. He's asked to go to the forest, being a king. Coming from, so obviously a wife, what will a wife think? He will just continue to be the king because he's the eldest son in the family, and I will also become the queen. But right now she's put into the situation where plates are changing. Rama is not going to become the king anymore. That means she's not going to have an opulent life. That means she's not going to have the luxury. But still, Kaushalya is advising, in all circumstances, you have to treat Lord Ram as your worshipable Lord. Sita accepted her words with folded hands. Look at her mannerisms. With folded hands, she replied, I know well my duty towards my husband. Please do not speak to me about faithless women. My attachment to Rama is like that of a moonlight to the moon. There is no veena without strings or chariot without wheels. Similarly, there is no future for me without my husband, even though she may possess. There is no future for a wife without a husband. Okay, even though she has 1,000 sons. Rama is my Lord and he shall always be so. How could I despise him? So now look at Sita Mata's response. Very, very important. Okay, she is saying that I know my duty towards my husband. Okay, I don't want to know about these faithless women. I really don't want to know about them. My attachment towards Lord Ram is like that of a moonlight to moon. How attached the moon is towards the moonlight, right? It is not going to be separated. The moonlight and the moon can't be separated. Like the strings of the veena and veena can't be separated. The wheels from the chariot, they can't be separated. Like that, I cannot be separated from Lord Ram. No matter whatever circumstance we go through, I cannot even bear the fact of separation from Lord Ram. Even if I have 1,000 sons for that matter, I will not forget Lord Ram. Even though she may possess 1,000 sons, there is no future for a wife without a husband. We all saw the importance of being a chaste wife. When once you are married to that person forever. And you have to tolerate through that person. You have to bear with that person. So we have to make a very good choice of getting married to somebody. It must be a Krishna conscious person, and we must really be able to understand and come to an agreement that if I marry this person, then I will live with him forever, no matter what circumstance we come through. We have to tolerate and go through the situations with the husband. The husband also must feel the same thing towards the wife. No matter what our misfortune my wife goes through, I will be there to support my wife in all circumstances. I will not leave her or forget about her at any point in time. I will take care of her and protect her. On hearing this news, what happened to Kausalya? Kausalya, she started to weep, thinking of the impending separation from her son. Trying to comfort her, Lord Ram assured her that time will quickly pass. Don't worry. It's all time time is going to quickly pass. This number of years that I'm going to be in the forest is going to quickly pass off like this. Then he took the leave of his stepmothers as they wept loudly. Rama then went and clasped the feet of his father. Circumambulating the king with Sita and Lakshmana, Lord Ram bowed low before his mother and father. Then, without any further delay, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana mounted on the chariot and departed to the forest. Thus Lord Ram left behind his kingdom, opulence, friends, well-wishers, residence, and everything else, just as the liberated soul gives up his life and went to the forest with Sita and Lakshmana. So Maharaj, yes.
When is question and answer?
Okay, another 5 minutes. Okay, good job. So we are going to see this part where so now we see that Lord Ram left in the chariot that was arranged by Dashrath Maharaj and left to the forest. Okay. And Dashrath Maharaj kept the gaze fixed upon the dust raised by the chariot as it gradually disappeared over the horizon. Remember, whenever the chariot takes off, it puts off some dust, right? So he's gazing at the dust, because once the dust leaves, there is nothing. After that, Ram will not be there because the chariot would have gone. So that is the idea. Finally, after losing sight of Ram's departing chariot, Dashrath Maharaj, what do you think would have happened to him? He fainted again and fell to the ground. When Kaushalya and Kaikeyi ran to lift him up, Dashrath Maharaj forbade the younger queen, saying, when Kaikeyi was going to, help him get up, he told to the queen, "Don't touch me. I have disowned you. I no longer want to see you." So he said, "I disowned you, Kaikeyi. I no longer want to see your face." Kausalya lifted her husband and, bringing him back, saw the stores and shops were closed and a gloom pervaded the citizens of Ayodhya. There was gloomy. It was very sad incident, and everything, all the shops, nobody was interested to sell anything because Rama is gone now to the forest. They felt that the feeling of separation was there amongst the citizens of Ayodhya, and they didn't feel like opening the shops. Everything was closed. After entering his palace, king asked to be taken to Kaushalya's apartment. From now on, the king declared in a faltering voice, "I will stay here only with Kaushalya." So now Dashrath Maharaj moved to Kaushalya's Kaushalya's palace. Maharaj Dashrath passed the night with great difficulty. It was very, very difficult for him to sleep through the night. He felt that losing Ram was like a dissolution of the universe. He felt as if the universe itself was annihilating. Seeing the king and Kausalya in such a miserable condition, Sumitra, she tried to pacify the king and queen. "Please do not lament for your son, for Sita and Lakshmana are with him. Rama will not experience the least difficulty. I assure you of that. Indeed, Rama is not an ordinary human being. He is the God of gods himself. He is the illuminator of the sun and the controller of eternal time. When Rama resides in the forest, the earth herself, with her natural phenomena, will engage in his devotional service. Have faith that you will one day see the return of your beloved son. Your lamenting serves no purpose. Already the citizens of Ayodhya have practically stopped all the activity out of grief. You must pacify your subjects and not let them fall prey to anguish." So this is what is the condition of Dashrath Maharaj. Looking at their pitiable condition, Sumitra, she started to pacify both of them, and she said, "See, Rama, he's he's not an ordinary human being. She's just glorifying Ram to be the Lord of all lords, and he's also the controller of eternal time. And earth herself, what she'll do is she'll engage in his devotional service. And already all the citizens of Ayodhya, they are feeling the grief, because of which they stop doing all the activity. Okay, and you must pacify your, see, you are the king, and you must pacify the subjects so that they get back to their prescribed duties, right? You cannot do without work. Everybody, that is not the right idea. So they have to carry on their prescribed duties, right? If they follow the prescribed duties dharmically, then they are going to have their heart cleansed. And if you are not allowing, if you are yourself in a very lamentable, pitiable situation, then how can you ask your subjects to come on, rise up? Meanwhile, some of the citizens had followed Ram's chariot to the forest, begging him to turn back. And Ram told, I cannot break my vow. I desire that you repose in Bharata, the same love you have for me. So some of the citizens, they were pleading, oh Rama, please come back, come back. There is still the chance. You come back to our kingdom. And Rama said, no, I'm not going to, but you have to show the same love that you have for me towards whom? Towards Bharat Maharaj. As they traveled, Ram saw some elderly Brahmanas were having difficulty keeping up with his chariot. Hearing their anxious plea, Rama felt compassion and descended from the chariot. Then, along with Sita and Lakshmana, he proceeded on foot, allowing the Brahmanas to catch up with him. Still, Rama would not turn his face backward, for he was determined to keep his vow perfectly. Thus, as Brahmanas constantly beseeched Rama to return back, they reached the banks of river Tamasa. Say, for example, what happens is, see, Rama.
Ma'am, I have a question. So why does Ram walk on foot?
Yeah, because so I will tell you the reason. Very good question, Hetwik Jivan Gandhi. So what happens is, so now the Brahmanas, they are trying to come up with the they are trying to come up to the pace because these people are going on the chariot, right? Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita, they are on the chariot, and Brahmanas, they were not able to catch up to Rama, Lakshmana, or Sita, because of which Ram thought, oh, he was not able to see if somebody is going fast and somebody is trying to catch on foot, how it will be. Rama felt that he should just walk on foot because the Brahmanas are that way able to have some conversation with him. And that is the reason why he actually got down from the chariot, and why he actually took food.
Okay? Ma'am, what happened to the chariot?
The chariot will go back to the palace. That's not a problem. Okay. Anyway, so that's the story. That's the Brahmanas. So now, just talking to the Brahmanas, they reached the banks of river Tamasa. As the sun slipped over the horizon, Sumantra and Lakshmana selected the site for resting for the evening. Then, after smoothing the ground, they made the bed of leaves for Rama. When he lay down, Rama Sita quickly fell asleep. Nearby, Lakshmana was still awake all night, discussing the glories of his elder brother Rama with Sumantra. So Sumantra is also with them now. Okay. So now he was as we all know, Lakshmana made a promise that he's not going to sleep at all, and he's going to be protective of his brother and his wife Sita. So likewise, the first day he did not sleep at all, just because he's bothered about Ram's and Sita's protection. Something might attack him or something might harm him. So he prepared a bed of leaves for Rama to sleep on, and then Rama and Sita, because of the tiredness, they fell asleep quickly. Okay. This is where we are going to end today. And now we are going to go into the question and answer session. Haribol, are you all ready?
Ma'am, I have a question.
Yes.
So how many sons does Sita have?
Slava and Kusha, two of them. We will see about them later. We are in Ayodhya Kanda. So this is just see, first we saw Balakanda, then Ayodhya Kanda. After that, we will be seeing Aranya Kanda, Sundara Kanda, and then Yuddha Kanda. Okay, so we will get to know about them later. Are you all ready for the question and answer session? Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, whoever wants to participate, please raise your hands up. And that way we will have a question and answer session and be able to discuss the questions. Okay. Okay. So let's just try to understand from the beginning. In the sense, I also recapped you what had happened. Okay. So the first question will be about Sumantra. What was Sumantra telling to Kaikeyi? This is the first question. And you don't have to talk about the KKA part, but what was the initial thing that Sumantra actually told to Kaikeyi? So this is the first question we have. And the first question will be taken care of by Aranyak.
What was the question again?
The question is, what was Sumantra telling to Kaikeyi?
Or something.
Okay, Mihika?
Wait.
Yes, Mataji.
Aranyak, are you ready to answer, dear?
What question again?
Mihika, can you tell the question and answer the
Hare Krishna
response, please?
Mataji.
Yeah.
Oh. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. May I know what you said, Mataji? My phone was mute. Are you saying something for me?
No, I'm not
Acha,
saying.
acha. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So, Mihika, do you want to give a response, dear?
Okay, Mataji. So the question was that what did Sumantra say to KK, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, call me.
So Sumantra was like chastising and harassing KK about her being a very like hard-hearted person
Mm-hmm.
to send Rama to the forest and to
Yes. So
and
what happens is if
like
Rama goes to the
if
forest, what
Rama
will
goes to
happen?
the forest,
Mm.
she is like basically not following the principles of
Correct.
the scriptures because it says that the eldest son or the first son who was born should be the king,
Correct.
but instead,
By letting Bharata become the king, what
yes,
will happen?
since Bharata was not the oldest son, Rama was, so she was
Indirectly, she's going to murder his
basically
husband.
murdering her husband, which
Mm.
is a very bad sin.
Correct. Wonderful. I think that's good enough. And if Brahmanas are all going to go away with Lord Ram, then there will
And
be
all the
inauspiciousness.
auspiciousness will also go.
Wonderful, dear Mishika. Good listening. Okay, next question to Varun. Can you tell about the KKya?
Okay, Mataji. So what happened with Kekeya was he's a father of Kaike, uh, and then he did like hunting, and then like there was this Brahmana, and then he was looking at the animals, and the Brahmana said, oh, I don't remember like exactly that part, but he said now you will know how to like understand what animals are saying, and you can like talk to them. And then Kekeya, he saw like a bird, and then they were like talking, and then like there was like the queen, and you just said queen, I don't know the name, but but then he was laughing, and then laughing and smiling, and then queen was like, oh, what are you, but the Brahmana said it, don't even tell anyone how you do this or else you will die. I forgot to mention that. And then the Brahmana, and then the KKI was laughing at the birds, and then the queen was like, oh, what are you laughing at? What are you laughing at? And then KK just said, oh, I am just laughing at the birds. I know how to like talk to them. I can understand what they're saying, but I will not tell you because then I will get murdered and I will die.
Mm-hmm.
And then the queen was like, die or live, I don't care. I just want to know why are you like laughing?
Wonderful.
And then, like that's very hard-hearted, and that's like not good.
Correct. And why is he saying this? Sumantra, why is he saying this to Kaikeyi? Why is he saying this to Kaikeyi? Because she was also behaving.
Because she was acting the way that queen did when like say that the Kekeya is Rama, and then the queen is Kaike. Like she's being like very hard-hearted and rude.
Yes, so she's doing the same thing like her mother, being so hard-hearted to her husband. Okay, the next question. Manhar, are you able to speak out, dear? I'm not sure your voice will be clear or not. Some problem with your device actually.
Good.
It is okay now. I can hear you, dear.
Okay.
Okay, what was so what happened to Sita when she was trying to wear the clothing to the forest?
It kept falling down again and again, and Vashishta when he saw this,
Yes.
he was very angry at KK that she is like he says that at least let's Sita wear the same clothing that she wears in the kingdom.
Wonderful, wonderful listening, Manhar. Good job. Your voice is perfect now.
Okay.
And Aditya,
Yes, Mataji.
what was Kaushalya's advice to Sita? Very important.
When did you say this in the class, Mataji?
Kausalya's advice to Sita when she left. I mean, it was after the fact that Sumantra, Dasharath asked Sumantra to bring the chariot, and that time Kausalya, she embraced Sita and gave her womanly advice, right?
Mataji, can I answer?
Aditya, do you know or?
I'm not sure, Mataji.
Okay. Varun, go ahead.
Mataji, like I don't want to say it for too long, but basically it was like, in short, it was like she was saying there's one type of people who are like even like if a small mistake they're like you are so bad, and then they do like really bad things, and then there's another type which then they don't even think about the good things, and then there's another type which is like good. There's another type which is even if they get annoyed, they don't they like stay calm and they don't really do anything, and then instead of like being so really bad, you should be calm, and then you should just like listen to Rama, as he's like almost like God himself.
Yeah, so no matter whatever circumstance it is, you should have Ram as your worshipable Lord, no matter what. So now he is going through a bad situation, and for that reason, you should not leave him. You should just be with him in whatever situation you are. So there are one kind of women who are not, who desert their loving husbands if they go through a misfortune. They will say, I don't want to stay with you anymore because you're going through a bad time. They will forget of all the favors that are done to them. Say, for example, your dad becomes poor and now you start to earn money and everything. And you forget about what your dad had did to you when you are in your childhood. You don't help him now. You don't help him in the time of need. Then are you a good son? No. So like that, she's actually saying that a wife, no matter what, should be very good to the husband and be chaste to the husband in all circumstances. So this sort of wicked women, they leave their husbands when they are going through a misfortune. You should not be such a kind of woman. And then, she's just giving that advice to her. And then what did Sita say as a response? Do you want to say, Jeevan?
No, I'm my brother. I'm his brother. My Chromebook has no battery, so I just with it.
No problem.
I think Sita said, every husband is important to every wife because my husband gives me everything. He gives me food. He gives me water. He gives me shelter. So Sita says to the person that all wives should respect their husband as good as the husbands respect their wives.
Wonderful listening, dear Jeevan Gandhi. Wonderful.
No, my name is Nehan. That's it.
Rehan?
Nehan.
Nehan? Okay, Nehan. You can change your name later so that we can have you as Nehan, okay?
Okay. Maybe I can join from my computer and you'll see my name.
Okay, good job. How old are you?
9.
Wonderful, wonderful listening. Okay, so
my birthday July 30th. I mean.
Wonderful. So you'll turn 10?
No, 9.
Oh, 9. Okay, got you. Oh, already it's July 30th this time, right? Yeah, got it. Thank you, dear. So you just had your birthday. Okay.
My brother wants to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
when Sita said to the person that everyone needs a wife, husband, did it really mean like all in the whole world, in their country, the whole country needs a husband?
No, the thing is, women, they have to be protected, okay? They have to be protected and taken care of. And that is why the women in general, they are asked to get married.
They need a husband?
Yes, they need a husband, just so that they are protected at all points in time. For the protection. If a woman is alone, somebody will exploit her. And that is the reason why the woman has to have somebody, is a man in her life, so that he can protect her physically, emotionally, and mentally. Okay, dear?
Ma'am, Ramana, is Ram married?
Yes. Ram is married, yeah. Ram is married to Sita, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so thank you so much, kids. So we are out on time, and you all did a great job of answering the question and answers. This shows your attentiveness in the class. I'm so happy for you. The thing is, if you don't listen to the class, then the point is we are not hearing this transcendental literature, right? It is coming from, so we need to make sure that we are hearing the transcendental literature so that our heart is cleansed and we are able to serve Krishna better, okay? So with that in mind, we will adjourn for today. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripasantubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna kids. See you all next week. All of you all have fun at school. If your school is reopening, then have fun, okay? Bye.
So thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So kids, please do not log out. Now we have to do our hand lettering calligraphy class. So please do not log out.
No current Chromebox focus. Press Alt plus Shift plus L to go to.
Oh yeah, I just remembered.
So Hare Krishna, Kanai, are you there?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So kids, now our hand lettering calligraphy teacher. So we have to start our calligraphy class. So please take over the call, Kanai, and there are two new kids, Brihad and where is another one? Brihad, where is your brother?
He logged out.
Okay, no problem. So please take over the call, Kanai. And what
All
you
right.
need, what you need for today's class, just let us for kids so they can take the appliances also.
Right now, we only need a pencil and an eraser. We're going to be sketching some decoration drawings for the words.
I need to go and get it.
Okay,
What do you need?
a pencil, some paper, a pencil, and an eraser.
You need a pencil, eraser, and paper.
KV? Who's named KV?
I have a pencil, paper, marker, and a diamond.
Yeah, I have to go somewhere. I have to go to the temple. Okay, then Hare Krishna. Have a nice day. Hare Krishna.
I have a dino eraser, a marker, paper, and 2 pencils.
Okay, that's great, Eve. I think I'll wait for the other people who haven't gotten their supplies in.
I have my pencil, paper, and my markers,
Okay, that's great.
and my razors. Can you give us 2 more minutes because I need to get my markers?
Yeah.
So, Kanai, I have a another meeting, so I will make you a host. You can take care, and whenever you're done, just log out. So everything is done, beta. Is it okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
beta. Thank you so much. And kids, please follow our teacher instruction. Okay. My both eyes on all 5 students, 5 or 6 students. Okay.
Mataji,
Yes.
why do we need the markers?
You don't necessarily need the markers, but if they're colored, then you can add some color to the drawings we're going to be doing.
Okay.
But if you don't have
You
anything,
can start, beta.
okay.
Why is there two of you? There's like two KVs.
Yeah, I'm using 2 devices. One to draw.
You can start, Kanai. You can start.
Yeah.
your-
I'm doing
Yeah.
that now. Can you all see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll just start. As you all know, well, those who have attended the previous classes, you all know that hand lettering is mostly made of drawing. So you write letters, for example, grow. And then draw. And very often those elements are flowers or just plants in general. So I thought we could focus on those today and draw some of them.
I know what.
Okay. So we're going to be doing the flowers you see here. And then if we still have time, we can look at some other elements as well. Okay. We're going to start with the number 1. You can, I hope you all have your pencils and papers now. The first flower, you start by doing the little circle in the middle. And then you can draw the 2 petals on the top and at the bottom. Like this. You can tell me if I'm going too fast or too slow. Then you can draw these 2.
I wasn't ready. I need to start again.
Sorry?
I need to start again.
Okay. Then I'll go a bit slower so the others don't have to wait and you can catch up.
You can go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So the next petals are the ones we're doing now. Like this. And then you can join the petals with a line at the back, little curves. So those are more petals at the back. And then to finish it off, you can add some details such as these lines in the middle of the petals.
Like, can you go a bit slower?
Mm-hmm. Sure, I'm sorry.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yeah?
Why'd you camera?
Sorry?
Why's your camera?
I can't hear you.
I can't see you.
Oh.
Face. The camera.
Okay, well, try to fix that. I don't think you'll be able to see my face anyways because I'm drawing on the tablet.
I'm on the tablet.
Yeah.
Tablet?
Anyways, I'm not good on paper.
You joined on the tablet? You joined on the tablet?
Yes.
We all joined on the tablet.
Sorry?
We all joined on the tablet.
No, I don't join on tablets.
laptop.
I'm joining on a HP laptop.
I joined on an iPad OS.
Okay, that's great. You can, the drawings you can do digitally or on paper. It's your choice. I'm just doing them on the tablet right now because it's easier for me to show you. It's more difficult when I do it on paper.
So can you slow down? I didn't get to do the 6 petals yet.
Yeah, sure.
Way more difficult on paper. Hey, this is Monica. Is this good?
Just a minute to open. Okay, can you show it to me again? Yeah, that looks great. That's great, Monica.
Who?
All right. So are you all done?
Yeah.
Oh, Mataji.
All right, then I'll wait.
But I'm done drawing. And it's little.
I am done.
Great. Then I'll continue now with the number 2. For this one, first you want to draw 5 lines in the shape of a star, kind of.
But I'm drawing a different one.
Which one are you drawing?
I'm drawing the one that has leaves.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, we're actually going to do that one later. So if you want to wait, then we can do all of these
I
step
can
by
leave
step
that
together.
drawing. Oh yeah, I can leave that drawing.
Okay. Thank you. So first you want to draw 5 lines like this. Once you've done that, you can add small circles at the tips.
I'm not done with the 5 thing.
Okay.
Fine. And I'm even going to color after this after this will end.
That's a good idea.
I do have crayons. And even my school is going to start, I think, in September.
My school is going to start next Monday.
We're not going to start any sooner.
Oh. Wait, what do we do after the 5 thing?
My school is going to start on September.
All right, so you still have a month to go. Okay, so continuing with the drawing, you're going to add these heart-shaped petals now. Like this. Are you all looking forward to going back to school?
Yes.
That's nice.
It's even going to be fun when we go to school.
Can you do it again? Can you do it again?
The petals? Sure.
Yeah.
I'm just doing hearts starting at the middle.
Oh. That's easy.
It's really simple.
And then you have to do like the leaves that are like the leaves.
I'm already doing this third leaf.
You can do
Oh,
these
yeah.
small leaves here. But
Yeah,
in
Dad.
between two petals.
Those small petals. I was like, I knew that we were going to do those next.
Nice.
Mine's not looking a little good.
I did the petals.
Great.
Look at mine.
That looks awesome.
I
Great
can't.
work, Caleb.
And I also finished this drawing.
Yeah, that looks really good.
Now that was the last one, right?
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone else want to show me?
Yes. Me. I'm Arnyak. Just saw it already.
Yeah. That looks great, Monica. Great work.
I didn't even. Look at his. He's on yours. I draw it.
I can't see yours, Aranyak.
Now?
No, you flipped your camera.
I just flipped my camera. It's on a tip.
Yeah. I can't see your paper. I see you.
You see me? Okay,
Yes.
just Arnie, flip your camera.
Ah, yeah, now I see it. Can you?
I see nothing.
Yeah, that looks really good.
I see it.
Can you? Great work.
Mataji, can you repeat the second one?
The whole flower or just a specific
Like
part?
the middle part. The middle part. The
The
star.
flowers.
The star thing.
Okay. Sure. First, I just drew 5 lines
Like
that
birds.
look like a star.
Like birds.
Yeah. Yeah, you could do it like that.
Bird.
Like a starfish, basically. And then the circles. Kind of
Like this.
Yeah, exactly. That looks lovely. And then you can draw circles at the edge.
Or this. Or this. Or this. Or I don't.
Then the heart petals.
Since mines are spaced out a lot, they're not going too well. They're too fat.
Well, each flower is unique, so I'm sure yours is beautiful.
Uh-oh. Mine is a disaster.
All right. So I'm moving on to number 3 now.
What?
And you start by drawing 3 tiny petals. So you can define one middle point. And then you can draw. Oh, okay. You can draw 3 petals like this. And then right around those petals, you draw 3 bigger ones.
Mataji, can you wait?
Sure, I'm sorry.
Mine is going as a disaster.
Which flower are you at? 2?
The second one. The star flower. I don't understand like the heart petal part.
Mine looks like a disaster.
You can try to do it again if you don't like it at all. Or maybe just try and fix the mistakes you've done.
No, I don't understand how to make the flower. I got this.
No, that looks great. That actually looks great, Mihika. All that's left are the leaves in between the petals.
Look at the
Like this?
third flower of mine I made yet.
Is
Great
this a
work, Neve.
flower?
Yes,
No,
it is.
I'm making it. I just started like right now.
To me, that doesn't look like a flower.
Because I just started. I'm making.
You can try to do it again if you want to, but I think it looks great. All right, so I'm continuing now with the petals around the smaller one because we probably won't have enough time.
I already did the lines.
Great. All right, so once you've done these 6 petals around each other.
Mataji, can you repeat that flower? Can you repeat the
Yeah,
second? I mean the third
Hey,
flower.
how is this?
That's great, Neve. Maybe try making the smaller petals a bit smaller.
What's
So first, Mihika, first you do 3 small petals like this.
Okay.
And then you do 3 bigger ones.
Like this?
Yeah, exactly. That looks great.
iPad on charge. If my iPad will charge, I can do it on Sketches School.
And then you can draw 3 other petals in between those 3. All right, once you've done that, you can add the details of the petals.
Like this?
Again.
Yes, exactly, Mihika. Great work.
Next flower is the one
All right.
I really want to do it.
Moving on to 4.
Yeah! Mataji, can you show me the third flower again? Oh, come on. I'm done with the third one.
Sure. But I'm going to go through it really fast, okay? Because the others are waiting. First, you do 3 petals in the middle. Then you do 3 bigger petals around the smaller ones. Like this. And then you draw 3 petals around, well, no, not technically around. In between the 3 petals which you've already drawn. And then you can draw lines in between of those.
Mataji, is the whole flower like this?
Can you bring it a bit closer? I actually don't know what the whole flower looks like, but what you've drawn is great.
What I drew is I added like stems to it. That's it.
Yeah. It looks great. You can all add more touches to it if you want to.
Oh, come on.
All right. Number 4.
Yeah. Can you repeat that again? Can you do it again?
Okay, we really don't have time for that.
Yeah. Okay.
So the number 4, first, you want to draw 2 petals like this, really small ones. Then like an X in between.
I made a kind of X. It's almost exactly like yours.
Yeah, that looks great. It should look like an asterisk, but with petals. So a bit rounder.
Does it look like a butterfly?
Yeah, that works well.
Butterfly.
My brother said that he left because his iPad was dead. His iPad was dead. That's why he left. He didn't actually left the meeting.
All right, no problem.
I did this for like 1 hour and it hasn't been like 1% yet.
All right. So I'm continuing now by drawing circles around the 6 petals.
Yay!
Yeah. Just really tiny dots. That kind of accentuates the middle of the circle, like that.
How is this? I mean this one.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, once you've done that, you can start drawing the petals. I'm going to do 2 opposite ones first, like this.
Oh yeah.
And then
Sorry, I forgot because my eye was dead, so that's why that's why I got disconnected.
That's no problem.
And I'm still on the second. I didn't do the third one. Can you redo it?
The third one.
I didn't.
How about we finish the ones we're doing right now, and then I'll do the third one at the end if that's all right for you. Because the others have already done it.
I'm done. I finished the 4th flower and I already finished the 5th flower one. Yeah, I finished my 3rd one.
That's great.
When I was starting the 3rd one, so I already finished the 5th one. So can I leave or I'll just be in the car, stay in the car?
If you want to, you can leave. I wanted to tell you the homework for this week, so the next week. So what you have to do is find some pictures of flowers that you like online and then try to draw those as a hand lettering decoration like we've done here.
Okay.
And then just take a picture of that and send it into the homework chat. I'm sure you're in it.
The homework chat in Zoom?
No, on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp? Okay. My mom has to do it?
Well, you can take a picture or you can ask your mom to. It's up to you.
Nah, I can send that picture to my mom and she can put it in her WhatsApp. She can send it into the WhatsApp chat.
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
Okay. Great. So any questions to the 4th?
Wait, I'm not done yet.
All right.
I'm still doing the lines.
Okay.
You can start the 5th one. And you know these almonds, and you know my nana used to eat almonds.
Sorry, I couldn't understand what you just said.
You know my nana used to eat almonds. Like these. They're brown, they have a wrapper, they're hard. Do you have a charger? I need to they're hard. I need to charge my iPad.
All right.
What my
All right, moving on to 5. I think everybody's done now. If you're not, you can speak up now.
Mataji, is it like this? The horrible flower?
Yes.
flower?
I
know the fifth one.
All right, we'll do the fifth one now. And you can start by drawing the stem, like this.
Okay, let's do it. My baby brother's crying. Today is his birthday for 2 months.
Oh.
Wait, what? Oh yeah.
Okay. We'll continue now with the flower itself. Let me zoom in here. You want to draw little petals?
Okay.
Like this.
I can't see. I can't draw the leaf.
We're doing the petals right now, and then we'll go on to the leaves.
I did the petals already.
Oh. Okay, then I'm afraid you'll have to wait until we're done.
Okay, I'm waiting. I'm just looking at you drawing. Me too, I'm done. You know, remember when you were like, hello, at the start of the meeting? Yep. Because I was saying hello, so I can be angry. I'm saying hello. Because I don't know the names. Me and my dad were laughing. I don't know who's KB, who's the host. And she's a teacher. KB is the host.
Yeah, that's me.
So why do you name KB? Why didn't you just put it to your real name?
That is kind of my real name. Those are my initials.
Initials. Just like mine is NV. If you say it, is your name Navin? What?
What?
The AAV?
Sorry?
It is Neve. NEEV. Have you been through kindergarten? Because EE means E. I did went to kindergarten. I already finished kindergarten and first grade. Now I'm going to say. Then it wouldn't. Then you would say Neve, not never. I'm going to second grade, dude. There's no R, dude. Yes, there is, dude. Oh yeah, I forgot to do the leaves.
Okay. So
You don't have to show me again.
those are the 5 flowers.
Yay, I'm done!
Unfortunately, 6 minutes over time.
Super over.
Mataji, can I show you my final flower?
Of course you can.
And I need how to schedule. I'm supposed to be playing with my baby brother.
These are my
He
flowers.
usually sleeps right now.
Here are all my flowers.
Can you
Wait.
show me? Name is Nihit.
Great work, Shlok. That looks awesome.
Bye. Mataji, can you show
Bye,
me the
Neve.
fifth
Hare
flower
Krishna.
again?
Yeah, which one?
The fifth one.
Oh, you haven't done that already? Okay, I'm sorry. Sure. So, first, draw 2 stems. Then draw the petals like this. This is the lavender plant. I don't know if you've seen it before.
It looks more like a blue bonnet. Right, Mataji?
Yeah, I'm not sure which flower you're talking about.
A blue bonnet. Can I show you my whole picture?
Of
And you know,
course.
I saw an orange bird. I saw an orange bird and a red bird. And a
Wait.
blue.
Cool.
You know
First,
what?
I'm going to add some things.
I'm gonna search what's, and you know, but you know, I'm going to be a pilot when I grow up.
Ooh,
I'm 30
that's,
years old.
that's cool.
I'm gonna fly over the world. No, and I need to ask
I'm right now doing the third one. Doing the third one. Just doing the third one. I need to do the third one. Looking
All
at
right.
I'm just looking at the drawing, that's all.
Mataji, I'm not done, but this is basically my whole picture.
Can you hold it a bit closer to the camera? Can't see it. Oh, you made a whole garden. That's really pretty. Great work. I love your creativity.
I added worms in the soil, and I'm adding the minerals.
That's really cute. That's great work.
And you know what? And you know she's gonna go to 4th grade. You know, my friend, he already went to school on August 1st. He started school.
Who's going to 4th grade?
My friend Rita, she's a girl.
Okay.
I'm going into 5th grade.
I'm going to 5th grade. What grade are you going to?
Nothing.
Mataji?
Yeah?
What's the middle flower, the 4th flower?
The 4th flower?
Yeah, what kind of flower is that?
Honestly, I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
I know that the 3rd flower, even though I got the leaf wrong, I think the 3rd flower is a pansy. And I know the 5th one is a lavender plant, but I don't know about the other 3.
Bro. I'm using a ruler to write something.
You're using a ruler. Nice. I also have one ruler. And you know, I miss my teacher. My teacher. She was a virtual teacher. She was from Banting. And you know, Banting, I went to Banting. Didn't went to Banting. There was no one would
Mataji, can you show how to write grow in hand lettering font?
Write what?
Grow.
I'm done.
Sure. What kind of font do you want?
You showed this capital font which had like dots in it and circles.
I'm done.
Let me
Well,
see.
what we did last time? I think that was last time. Was it last time?
Bye, I'm leaving. I know the instructions. The flower, get a picture of a flower and dry. And send it on WhatsApp.
Font. In this font.
Ah, that one. Yes, I could do that.
Or any other font which is pretty.
Yeah, the font you just told me would work. You gave me. Sorry, can't keep doing it. So I'd write the G like.
Okay, a C.
Honestly, no, not like this. Sorry. Basically, you start with the C, but you do it wider. Like this.
I get the G, but I want to know the other part.
Which letters you want?
G, R-O-W.
The R would go like this.
Looks more like a P.
Yeah, I'm still adding the tail at the bottom.
Cool. Mataji, is there any other font? Because I think this is a bit too hard.
You could try you can try a plain simple one, which is really like basic, just plain capitals. Or you could do one with thicker and thinner strokes, like this. I mean, obviously you'd color the letters out better than I'm doing right now.
Okay.
But this is one of the simpler fonts.
And are there any other ones?
There is. I'll have to think right now. You can do a plain cursive as well. Or maybe you can try the one with flowers. There's one, but it's pretty complicated. You need a pencil and a pen. But what you do there is basically first sketch out the normal letters, this, and then you pick a point, for example here, then you can add a lot of flowers there. Leaves.
That looks pretty weird.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Right now I'm doing it pretty fast, so you can't really see it. But basically you add flowers at one point. What else is there?
Mataji, can you show this font? I think it's good. This one.
Oh, the one I started with?
The one that you showed before.
Mm-hmm.
The ROW. Can you show
Here.
that?
So the R is the straight lines. Then you make a line at the bottom. And for the top you go like all out. Make a double there as well. Like this. And then you can draw a pattern. For example, I could have a thinner pen right now. A flower or a star or whatever you want. And
Okay.
that's the R. You can just add any pattern inside. Then the O would be a circle.
In this font, you don't color in?
You do. I just can't. Well, my brush is too thin to color in with, but you do, technically. And you also add patterns inside. For example, you can add in the R, in the original font, there is a flower in the middle.
Do you have to add it?
No, you don't. You can add anything you want.
Can you just color it in simply?
Yes, you can. You can also add anything else or nothing.
Okay.
And the O is.
I
it
get
looks
the
like
O.
this.
Can you show the W? The W is a bit hard.
Mm-hmm. The W. First, you do one slanting line. Make a bottom. And then make another one parallel to it.
Okay.
Maybe not go down to the complete bottom. I did that wrong.
You do not go completely down.
No. But then you can go up like this, and then you can end it. You're right, the W is pretty complicated if you haven't done it before. And even if you have, it takes a lot of practice to get.
Okay. I think I'm getting it.
It's great. But basically it looks like this. This isn't a very neat version of it, I'm sorry.
That's perfect for me.
Pretty rushed. But this is what W would look like.
Okay. I'm almost done with the W. So Mataji, wait 1 second.
Yeah?
1 second. I'm almost done. And how do you color in the G?
The G.
The
How
G.
you draw it or how you color it in?
How do you color it in? The G.
Well, either you can just fill it in like the other letters I've done here.
No, like, I know, like, I'm gonna fill it in, but I mean, like, what's the pattern?
Oh, in G, it's in G, the pattern is if this, it's technically
Like lines, like in the R?
yeah, exactly, but more of them. My brush is
And instead
okay.
of lines, we can add flowers, right?
Yes, you can add anything you want. Be creative. All right, so the class has been officially over for the past quite a few minutes. So if anyone needs to or wants to leave, they can do it now. All right. Is it working, Mika?
What?
That looks great, Monica.
This is Monica. This is my drawing.
Great work. You filled it, you colored it all in beautifully.
I also made a garden, and here are some birds.
That's great. Great work.
Okay, Mataji.
All right. Do you have any other questions? Is there any other way I can help you?
Nope.
All right. So should I end this meeting now?
Yeah. Mataji, can you wait so I can show you mine?
Sure.
Give me 1 second. I drew my G a bit too small. That's why I'm fixing it. Okay.
So when's your school starting?
Mine, on 23rd.
You still have a week to go.
2 weeks to go.
Oh, right, 2 weeks.
Okay, I'm done. Here is mine.
Oh, can you hold it a bit closer to the camera? You can see the flowers. Okay, that's beautiful. It looks lovely, Mihika. Great work. I'm really proud.
There's something missing.
You can try adding colors if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna add that later, but I need to add some butterflies.
That's a great idea. You're really
There.
creative.
There. Now it's complete. Some butterflies.
Oh, that looks lovely.
That's a whole garden picture.
Wow. It's really awesome. You're really talented. Okay. So, anything else? No? All right then. Thank you all so much. Well, you too, so much for being here. And I wish you a great week. Hare Krishna. And see you next time.